Scenes of devastation hurt my eye.
Sent to the 12th plane of bullshit. Fuck. All right, we're going in. It's happening. It's in the shit. Back playing this fucking game. God damn it all. Fuck. Ugh. Is this thing on? Is this happening? Is this real? Is this on? Thank God. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to... we're not gonna do that shit. Ladies? You fucking serious, Vash? We're back. I'm in. It's happening. It's on. The fucking... You want to know what I got? I would like to know what I got, actually. I fucking don't know what the seat is. There's some bullshit. It's the Devastator's drill. We punch and... I'm playing Sideswipe. You know how it do. We got adhesive gel gun so I can nut on people. We have that so I can clip some shit. I got a shotgun. And that's it. That's... Oh, wait, tech. This tech roll fucked me so bad. I dropped like 70 grand on these fucking rolls. I only got a melee attack up and a ranged attack up worth using, so I got fucked. I got bodied. I'm not even mad. Alright, Chapter 2. Let's do this shit. I just woke up. No warm-up. None of that gay shit. Alright, fuck it. We're going back in. We're back in. I'm back. I'm alive. It's real. It's happening. It's on. It's fuck. It's fuck. Oh man, that was a really stupid death to take. Whatever. We're not going to talk about it. What last recording? Nobody recorded before this. Are you serious? This is first try raw dog. You fucking... What are you, gay? Absolutely. Alright, God bless. What it do, everybody? We're back in the saddle. Transformers Devastation, greatest game ever made. With the boy, you already know. We're breaking through shit. We're coming in hot. And as soon as I land this fucking sliding kick, I'm gonna tell you where I've been for a minute. Coming in hot. Urgh. Solid. I like it. It continues. Not really. I'm gonna uppercut him. I'm gonna uppercut this guy or not. What the fuck? That doesn't guard break? Hold on. No. You get the fuck down there. That is bullshit. I am not putting up with that shit. Nothing in my house. Come here. Oh, you're not gonna give me... What the fuck? This is whack. That's what this is. Why is fucking that not working? Does Vash gotta increase his sensitivity? Hold on. We're going behind the scenes. We're going in. Options menu. Where the fuck is my sensitivity? Camera, probably? Sure. Let's put that like an 8. Sure, that works a little bit better. Because, what was happening was how it tends to work, at least, is the auto-target will place the reticle at the center of mass for whatever I'm aiming at. But I typically have to I have to manually direct the aim up to get the headshot if I want to get a headshot off. Like, for instance. Not that, obviously. I promise I was hold on, wait, as soon as I land this. Oh, fuck. That was a whack. Alright, whatever. We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. We're just going to start shooting people. Sure, Sideswipe, whatever you say, buddy. There we go. Give me that SS rank. So where have I been? Well, it all started, and I was gonna do it, officer, I'm honest. I'm being genuine with you here. I was going to play Transformers Devastation, and then Nier Automata came out, and I got fucked. And that just sort of started me... Also, my nose is fucked. We're going full Charlie mode right now. I can't even breathe through my fucking nose right now. That's how bad the allergies are right now at the moment here in Las Vegas. It's good. It's a good life, I swear. And, But no, Nier Automata came out, that started me on this trajectory of just not being able to get a fucking thing done. That's the best way I can think to describe it, is just nothing got done. Because that dominated my play for, I want to say, a solid couple of weeks. Because it was... Since I was technically in university, in the middle of the semester at the time, I wasn't really able to get shit done. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm gonna see if I can get it. No, yep. Respect it. Ah, fuck. There we go. I just need it to, like, hard lock onto the sentry bot. So I can quickly kill it. Alright, good. So, that's one way that you kill the fucking sentry bot in, like, 2 hits. No, that started me on this little trajectory of just constantly, like, trying to get shit done for school, and as soon as I got done with Automata, it's like, well, shit. You know, papers are starting to be due. Hold on. I'm punching shit. Good shit. So, that was all happening. I played Neo for a little bit. I finally got a copy of Neo, and I'm so far I was happy with it, but I took a long break from it, and it took me a while to actually get acquainted with it in the first place. Because, like, the muscle memory for me, for some reason, was being, it was conflicting with my Dark Souls muscle memory. Not that I play that game a whole lot, but, you know, when it's like, when I take damage and when I'm trying to, like, back away to heal, I'll press, like, square or something like that, and I'll be like, oh, I'm actually just a fucking idiot. But, you know, that's pretty obvious. So it took me a while to get used to, actually. And also, like, on top of the stance swapping, which reminded me just enough of, hold on. Reminded me just enough of Devil May Cry 4 in theory to, you know, make me basically try to style switch with the fucking D-pad. It's like, okay, I have to try to play Neo and not the other games that I've been playing. So I had to sort of reacquaint myself, or basically just learn how to play the game. And I was starting to finally get the hang of it. I think before I gave it a break, I beat the Umibozu. Or no, I did some of the side quests after the Umibozu. And yeah, I just sort of went from there. And I have been doing all the side quests that have been available to me, so I'm moving along at a relatively decent pace when I get back to it. But, you know, outside of that, I got back into Devil May Cry 4, been training that off and on a little bit, starting to see some progress there, and just, you know, trying to do at least an hour a day with it for a little bit to try to keep myself back in the loop, because there are a couple of videos I want to do about DMC4, particularly relating to gameplay, so I need to make sure I'm at least in a presentable state with that. What else? And around that time is when finals started to pop up. I got into a car accident in the middle of finals week. It's just, it's all fucked. But, you know, it's good. We're here. I'm here. And we're back. So, look at Bumblebee. Look at Bumblebee looking like he's T-posing. His arms are just so fucking awkwardly placed. But, the last time that we were doing this, I was telling you guys about Nier Automata. And now that I have finally started to... Well, I finished my fucking playthrough like 2.5 months ago. But, you know, it's done. I've completed Nier Automata. I haven't gone back to play the DLC because, yeah, well, let's just say, simply put, I'll wait for the videos on it, but the idea of, like, a Coliseum mode really wasn't that exciting for me. It wasn't like this thing of, like, oh, fuck, I need to go back to it right now. So, I'll get to that when I get to that. But for now, I guess I could just sort of talk about what you know, what happened with Nier Automata, because that game is, you know, I haven't played Persona 5 yet, but I'm willing to bet that Automata is going to wind up being my game of the year. And I guess there are a couple of reasons for that. One of which being that I went into the game mostly... Fuck. These things will fuck me. I went into the game, which, for the record, is much more of just like a general action RPG. It's much more story-driven than anything else. That's where I derive most of my enjoyment out of the game. The combat, I guess I can just spoil it now. It isn't bad, but it's not revolutionary. It's not something that I'm itching to go back to, if that makes sense. Hold on, equip the adhesive gel gun. And it's just sort of... Yeah, I was deriving most of my enjoyment with Nier Automata strictly from the story. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. And, you know, now... Hold on. Oh, why the fuck is it auto-targeting laser beak? I don't get this shit. I am not okay. What the fuck? Okay. So, yeah, this fight is kind of garbage for a number of reasons. This being one of the main ones. Hold on. And this is actually the whole reason why I have, oh my god. This is so fucking messy. Fuck off. No. Definitely not. You can fucking leave, buddy. You're pissing me off with this shit, Soundwave. Let's just see if I can end this now. I probably won't be able to hit the gate. HP gate? Yep, HP gate. Yay! Alright, we did it. What was I on about? Yeah, I get most of my enjoyment out of the game from the story and from the characters. From the world, actually, and just, like, playing through it as an experience rather than as, like, an action game. So... And for the record, it didn't need to be, because I know the comment of like, oh, well, of course, it's an action RPG. No, motherfucker, it didn't need to be that way. It just was that way, and that's okay. The point is that I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. And did it save? Yeah, it did. I had a lot of fun with it, but just not for the reasons that I was fully expecting to. Which is okay. It's perfectly fine that it was in that way, but... In a way, Automata was a little bit of a religious experience for me, and I was fucking gushing about this game to Pokey for, like, in between my sessions with it. Like, basically for the whole couple of weeks that I was playing through the game. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Oh, shit. Yeah, I was basically just, you know, sort of gushing about it, and I don't know, I guess the best way I can think to describe the change of perspective that I have, well, there are quite a few changes of perspective that I've had thanks to Automata. No, fuck. You know, like, there are quite a few things that I agreed with on principle without necessarily fully agreeing with them in the sense that I had experienced it myself. And I guess that's one of the main things, is that when talking with Pokey or Luke or Dax or anybody who was like really into RPGs as a kid, like obviously I played fucking Final Fantasy X, and hold on, and you know, what's it called? Kingdom Hearts or whatever as a kid. Like, the games that people typically like, oh yeah, dude, this was like this was a religious experience for me. I never really thought of them in that way. And I can't really put my finger on why, and it's really not important. Just the point is that I would have conversations with Pokey in particular, especially like about Dark Souls, strangely enough, about like RPGs or games in general, just sort of being what they are as, like, just experiences. And I would sort of butt heads with him on it, on, like, some of the points, because they weren't necessarily excuses, but it was just a way of reframing some of what would be perceived as like game problems, if that makes sense. Like, I guess the clunky movement in Dark Souls is one of the main reasons why I just don't enjoy playing that game over again, which is strange because like I'm in the middle of like playing through it again right now with a build that I had never really attempted before, but that's besides the point. And just like sort of the point would be like, well, that's sort of what the game is going for, you know? And it's just sort of this is where you go to get one of the Transformers pieces, by the way. Fuck me. Just god damn it. The environment cannot help me here. Oh, fuck. I was waiting for something to hit me. How much fucking ammo do I have? I almost said mana, but like, how much fucking mana do I have left? And no, like, Nier for me was... Automata, I mean, was honestly, a fucking... It was an experience for me. Like, I think the review, or like the general thoughts video for it will sort of speak for itself of as to how I really feel about the game's combat or whatever. It's not that bad. I say everything is garbage. That's just part of the joke. Oh, hold on. I need to fucking belt somebody something. I'm coming in hot. I'm punching you in your face. But yeah, the main idea was just like sort of, and it's really struggling right now for me to like try to think of a way to word this in the middle of gameplay. I should have probably thought about this before I started recording. Oh shit. Oh god, do not get put into the cycle of fucking death, Vash. Don't do that thing that you're trying to do. There's a word that I was going to use. Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, Nier was a game that, like, I'm recommending to people, like, even people who probably aren't, who don't go to games for story, because there's this sort of attitude that I agreed with much more, before Nier Automata than I do afterwards, which, it isn't like, you know, like, the purpose or why, hold on, I'm trying not to die right now. The purpose for, like, why people go to games, I guess, is the main crux, because there are some people who, like, hear, who will see comments or forum posts or articles talking about games and, like, story and their, like, artistic potential and shit like that, and the response will just be like, well, no, fuck you. As long as the game is, like, well-made mechanically and presents a good challenge, that's all I need. And then that's just sort of like a way to shittily shut down the conversation. And for a while, I sort of agreed with that sentiment. I never went out of my way to be like, well, no, fuck you, you're a bitch. But, I mean, maybe I was when I was younger, but fuck me when I was 15. And, you know, some people still hold on to that mindset. And I guess, in a way, I just don't agree with that as strongly anymore. Like, I got where people like Luke were coming from for a little while, but now that I've sort of had that experience for myself completely, yeah, it's completely different. I will actually, like, that's just something that I will just, you know, I'll just have those types of opinions much more voraciously, I guess, and I guess one way that this sort of manifests is, like, the idea of, like, side content, or, like, not main mechanical content. Like, take Bayonetta 1, perfect. It does it again. It did it a fucking again. Perfect example being, like, Bayo 1, where the main thing would be, like, the motorcycle sequence, perfect example, or, like, the rocket sequence coming into Isla del Sol, where it's, like, it's not main combat content, necessarily. And, in a sense, it's almost, I'm looking to see if that guy got onto the platform. in a sense, it's almost like, oh. Okay, GG. In a sense, it's like, some people, and a lot of people have said this to me in, like, Discords or whatever. They'll say shit like, well, games shouldn't have that type of shit. Like, if your mechanics in the combat are solid, you should only have combat, basically. Hold on. Alright. Alright. That went fucking beautifully. Okay. What was I on about? Right. Where people would look at the motorcycle sequence and be like, well, it shouldn't have that. Bayonetta should only be combat. And for a while, I used to be in that camp, to be honest with you. I used to be one of those dudes. Full stop, full bore. No lube, no condoms involved, no shame admitted. And I guess... Hold on, I need to... Well, I don't need to focus. Fuck it, I'm playing better when I don't focus, honestly. Hold on. Where it's basically... That was a slick headshot. Okay. Where the main conversation would basically come down to whether or not it was a good thing for a game like Bayonetta to have set-piece sections, I guess. And for, you know, like I said, for a while I was like, no, it probably isn't. And after playing Nier Automata, like, I think the problem that I have is when there's a set-piece section, but there's nothing there that is competitive with the main gameplay, I guess, in like an experience sense. And I'm gonna start using that word so fucking much it's gonna turn into white noise. Where in the sense of like Nier Automata, you would go on a lot of side quests that were just sort of like mechanically dull and boring, weren't really doing shit with it, but the story that was attached to that side quest would be so engaging and so enjoyable that it didn't matter to me. And I think that's what's important, because if you're going to be taking away... You motherfucker. These things are so goddamn annoying. When you take away... When you basically have, like, no solid or, like, really... Okay. Or no really well-made combat, like no solid encounter design or anything like that. You're just throwing like another army of like springs or bipeds or whatever at me. I would like that to be substituted with something I would perceive at least to be of equivalent value. And in some cases, story is absolutely something that I would say is of equivalent value. 100% I would say that, no questions asked. It's just that the story has to speak to me in a way. And Automata's story did. Full stop. And I think that's sort of the idea that, you know, I'm trying to get across here. And I think that in closing, because the mission is almost over, after thinking about why I think about Automata the way I do, I think I've stumbled upon something about myself as a person, as a player, that sort of informs why I'm willing to... the way I think about some games. Like Devil May Cry 4, perfect example. Like, I will shit on that game hardcore, full bore, 24/7. I will make new holes to fuck with Devil May Cry 4. But I still love it to death. You know, honestly, I still do. I still would place that game in one of the highest ratings I possibly could for a game. Just because of the experience that I had with that game, and I do use that term literally. And the experience isn't necessarily story-related. For me, in that case, it's much more... in a mechanical, like, practice, development, and growth sense, where I put in time with that game, and... Hold on. I'm trying not to die. Where I put in time with that game, like I have with a like I did with this game, but to a much smaller degree, where I will, you know, get invested in a mechanics bed, and I will, you know, spend time training it, and I will, you know, more or less do my best to actually get better at it. You know, that's sort of the whole point. And I guess if you want to call that the experience of Devil May Cry 4 for me, because that's sort of how I'm looking at it, then yeah, you know, when... I guess I do sort of rate games based on the experience alone, in a sense. I only really care when it comes to games about the experience. You know, like, because... And I guess the difference here is that, like, for a while, I guess I would be one of those guys like John. John said something to me the other day, Turbo Button John, that was just honestly funny to me, where he was talking about Vanquish, and in relation to Bayonetta in terms of depth. Like, first off, like, depth is a quantifiable thing, which I don't know how. Oh, that boy came out of left field. Hold on, coming in hot. Ugh. I think I'm focusing on the wrong dude. I definitely am. Okay, he's done. Where am I going with this? I know exactly where I'm going with this. Okay. Where... You know, he's basically saying that, you know, Vanquish doesn't have... And he keeps qualifying it in a weird way. He's like, well, you know, Vanquish doesn't have as much depth. It's not as depthful as Bayonetta. And I couldn't think of less of a reason to give a shit. You know? And like, for a while, it occurs to me that that's how I was sounding to other people. And I guess that's one of the main things about Nier, where it's like... When I hear myself make arguments that I myself, like, a few years ago would have taken issue with, it's like, huh, I was a bit of a fucking idiot for a while in Discord chats and in videos for a hot minute. Oh shit. That was about to be a really good fucking blast shield. That's mission 2, by the way. Fuck you. I'm just gonna talk for the rest of the time. And... You know, to me, that doesn't really matter as much, I guess, when it gets right down to it. Like, when... I guess I wasn't articulating myself clearly enough when I was talking about how much it matters to me that the next Devil May Cry game may be as depthful as DMC4. And, you know, mechanics alone and depth alone doesn't really mean much to me, I guess. Not as much as I had initially thought. And... Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, buddy. Ooh. I'll take that S. You know, I missed a few. I didn't realize how many fucking S's I got. That's alright. I'll take that one. I'll take that shit for free. And I guess to wrap up, all I'm really gonna say is just that... fuck. I'm really terrible at this. Just... The... You know... Mechanics alone doesn't really mean anything to me. What matters to me now is whether or not I can have a personal experience with the game, I guess. And whether that experience is the act of breaking down a game mechanically, practicing it, honing execution, and getting good at it, or if it's, you know, the experience of getting fully enveloped in a story and characters, breaking down those characters, thinking about the world that those characters inhabit, or whether if it's just the experience of, you know, the journey of the story full stop, or even if it's, you know, even if it's like the feeling of mastery when you haven't really put that much time into the game. That's sort of what I got out of Ori and the Blind Forest, and I thought that was fucking cool as hell. I don't know. To me, it's just my the whole way I appraise and the way I value games, I guess, has changed because of Nier Automata. And, you know, it occurs to me that this has happened for a lot of other people. And, you know, I guess a lot of these games for other people have, you know, come along in the form of, like, Final Fantasies or, you know, different RPGs or different games and shit like that. But just, you know, it's just nice for me that now that I'm 20, I turned 20. I forgot to mention it. My fucking birthday was April 24th. I'm 20 years old now. I'm officially an old boy. I'm Valle face. I can still have a game like that where I can look back and like I'm gonna cherish this fucking game, and it's not colored by nostalgia or anything like that. The nostalgia isn't even a factor because how the fuck could it be? You know, it's just it's magical. That's the best way I can think to put it. So that's I guess me fucking talking about Nier Automata. I probably forgot like 20 fucking things. Jesus Christ. I really can't do unscripted shit. But right. So, next time when we come back, let's see if I can just skip forward to seeing the boy. This is the hall. This is going to be what I'm going to build my next build out of. And we're going to go from there. Grimlock is now selectable as a playable character. Too bad we're not playing as Grimlock next time because Mission 3 sucks for Grimlock. So, we'll figure that out. But we're going to play as the boy. I promise we're going to play as the boy. We're cycling through all the Autobots. I cannot wait to play as the dinosaur. So, yeah. I don't know. Hopefully it won't take as long. The Nier scripts are being worked on now. I'm actually going to go back to working and labeling all of the footage that I've recorded for Nier Automata, all the playthroughs and shit I've done. Get back to labeling that. I'm going to start taking shit into post. Yeah, just, you know, have fun, guys. God bless. Vash TSB, turning your fucking children gay. Unlocked a new mission in challenge mode. Fuck the muzzies.